Ça va, t'as passé une bonne journée là? Enfin, tu passes là, passes une bonne journée?
Ouais, ça va.
Cool.
There are so many things that this film does right. I think that it starts off at a nice pace. We are kind of seeing this awkward interaction between this man and woman, but clearly there's interest there. There's something kind of sweet happening and bubbling under the surface. And then right along with the main character, the audience is pulled into this sense of like sheer blind panic, which happens when you lose a child and you don't know where they are, and people are, pestering you with questions, and you're just trying to figure out, is my child safe? Where are they? And I think they did a really good job of creating that panic, because I felt it as an audience member. And then the ending where we find out she is safe or not in any direct harm, and that hug, that hug had so much behind it. It was just pure relief and adrenaline leaving her body, and like that close up of the hand holding. That moment that was so scary really like brought them together in a way. And so, yeah, I think that it takes the audience on a journey, an unexpected journey, but it resolves itself, which is also really nice. This was a great film.
All right, I just finished watching The Escape. I thought piece was very well done. It had a really interesting setup around sort of dating while having a child, and I thought that the conceit of them at the park was really interesting and really natural, and I thought the dynamic between the two leads was super realistic, and it really had a great cadence and tempo that made it feel like you were just, peeking in or just watching two real people at the park as opposed to watching a film. I thought it had a really great aesthetic that was maintained by the performances in particular. I thought as we moved through the piece, there was a really great dynamic as the relationship escalated, as she tried to get him to ask her out formally. And I thought that the scare on the child really gave a good level of drama to a piece that felt very grounded, even though it ended up being resolved. I thought it really helped contribute to building the bond between the two characters and creating a very engaging dynamic for the audience to watch as they get closer together and to sort of have a bond with both their relationship progressing in that sense, and also sort of the bond with dealing with the difficulties of dating as an adult, especially when there's already a child involved and exes involved and all that type of thing. So I thought the piece was very relatable, very endearing because of that, and had a very natural feel that I thought really worked well, and made the piece feel like it had a good sense of heart and compassion for the characters. So I ended up enjoying it for those reasons.
The Escape. This was really incredibly well done. I liked how they started the story and what they were building, and you could see the awkwardness between them. You knew that it was a date. It wasn't you kind of got the sense that maybe it was a first date, and then you realized that it was kind of a third date. Really well done. I thought that this was brilliantly acted. Storytelling, great twist. Absolutely great twist in this. Great camera angles and editing. Yeah, I really enjoyed this.
The Escape really does a good job of encapsulating the anxiety that any parent or older sibling would have, in the sense of in this short, you basically have the one perspective of this new budding couple, or at least they're very flirtatious, they're very comfortable around each other, but within one moment the child goes missing. With how fast it is, 1 second you saw them, you look away, you look back, they're gone. Like, it happens that fast, and I feel like everyone has had that anxiety of having to keep your eyes on someone you're supposed to protect 24/7, because the moment you look away and they're not there, it's immediate panic. And I think it does a very good job of setting that up. The ex-husband's actions are definitely something that I'm very curious to see what would have happened. You know, one of those things was like after the credits, because that's kind of messed up. Well, not kind of, very messed up. Uh, you know, especially when two divorced parents start fighting over the child. Uh, that gets into some very morally and legally gray areas that the police could get involved in. But all in all, it was very tense. But the ending was also very sweet. But yeah, it did a very good job of rising that tension.
The Escape. The Escape was an interesting film. Also quite, how can I say? Um, it gave me some anxious feeling because everything seemed fine, seemed like a kind of nice romantic movie. Then all in a sudden the kid disappears, and then it becomes like a sort of a kidnapping film, and we have minutes of tension, and I really felt the main character's tension. And then in the end, we find out that it was just a husband taking the kid from her, from the main character. But I think it really was an interesting film, and the characters, the relationship between the two main characters, and it was pretty powerful. And I liked how in the end they just hugged each other, and they finally decided to probably start a relationship after after so many dates. And this, as they say in the film. So overall, very well done short with a very good script and an excellent direction. Congratulations.
This started out perfectly awkward, where we felt like this was a meeting, not casual, and that he was doing anything corny to pick her up, and then it went very, very intense that we didn't expect. I didn't feel the ending was realistic, because her ex-husband has her child, and she feels more like she's more to get into this relationship than fight to get her child back, which is unnatural. But the panic, you could feel her panic when the child was missing. You knew exactly what happened, and I was expecting something more nefarious than the ex-husband getting her. Like the boyfriend might have been in on it. I don't know. This could be expanded more into a feature film that would actually show more of the background of the story, about an awkward relationship and going beyond just a short film. The story was there where it felt really awkward, and I thought that's why she would want to escape, and that's why it's called The Escape, is she was going to try and get away from this very awkward guy. But it turned out he is her escape, and this is the moment she's free, and it doesn't go the way she planned on it. Hopefully things go better if the filmmakers would choose to expand on this, get it where she would get her daughter back. But at least the film did have a beginning, middle, and end where it was concluding. The ending just felt just a tad bit rushed.
The Escape. Well, I thought this was a smartly written movie. The couple seemed to be innocently trying to get together for a date, and the whole thing goes from lighthearted to frantic in just moments. It really takes off when the daughter is no longer seen, and the mother's intensity is terrific with this on her phone, standing in the middle of the park as the camera goes around and the people are gathering around her in the park, trying to help her figure out where her child has gone. In the end, we learn what happens, and Paul, the friend, is there for her. And she is grateful, and there's a genuine embrace that we know that these people are going to be close for some time to come. Just really well done.